film with family. They love the family, they love the movies.
All right, Dad, do you want to maybe transition us to Kung Fu Hustle and what you love about Kung Fu Hustle?
Well, I think I just liked that it was, a third world movie, that it did, it was just, I recognized that kind of tenement kind of scene, and it's really cool. I mean, most of the people in the world are poor people that live in cities, and and I don't know. You just don't get those portrayals at all on the movies, and the way that they did it. Again, we talked about it some when we talked about Rockers. At sort of a similar feel of hey, just showing how people that are just they don't have any money, they don't have any material symbols of anything, and but it's your personality and who you are that counts, and uh the community that you'll sometimes see. There's also rough things about living that hard a life, but definitely community. And yeah, so I really just dug that it wasn't the same old, fucking, superheroes
Mhm.
in suits, yeah, and then
Yeah.
so that was my first impression of going, wow, this is badass, and I liked the mob dance scenes with the axe guys when they first came out. I thought that was really cool, and
Yeah.
I really loved the this. For me, I like the story arc. It's cool to have both. The Shaolin, like I said, the Shaolin Soccer is sort of the opposite of this one in terms of what the hero goes through. I mean, Stephen Chow's character, he's not really important part of the movie for, you know, first three quarters of it for sure.
Hmm.
He's just sort of this clown, and but yeah, all the different people in the tenement that they were just regular dudes, but then you go, oh wow, there's
Hmm.
these guys are
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I really like that. And yeah, I love right up to the end there that that scene where he's getting knocked up into the clouds and the clouds turns into Buddha and it comes down. It just blows my mind.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that at the theater. That blew my mind, and it did it again this time. And I said, "Wow, that is."
Yeah.
So you think the movie still holds up? You rewatched it today?
Yeah, I don't normally watch movies multiple times. I really don't. But yeah, it held up for sure.
It's a rewatchable film, that's for sure. It's been a long time since I've seen it as well, but I rewatched it last night. Had a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
nostalgia for this movie. Feels like a
Hmm.
childhood
Yeah,
film.
yeah. The love story and the romance is really cool.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the lollipop
yeah,
romance with the mute girl. I
yeah,
like how they tell that story in
yeah.
a very kind of
Hmm.
clever way, I think, with the flashbacks and getting pissed on by the
Well,
bullies.
well, and just throughout the movie, yeah, he's just such an asshole. He's just great at being. It is neat to here he is. Yeah, yeah, it's unusual for actors to do that too. To just you know I mean, I guess like Dustin Hoffman doing Ratso Rizzo, but this is like this thing where you're doing a Ratso Rizzo thing, but then you're the most incredible, beautiful person in the world, the Messiah essentially is what,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so the characters in the tenement yard, that was really what
Yeah,
caught me.
Pigsty Alley, they call it.
Yeah, Pigsty, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
the characters, yeah, just yeah, even that opening scene where that guy with the real bad teeth and the cowboy hat, and he's being the badass, and then the axe gang guys tear him apart. That was a cool
Yeah.
opening scene.
Do you want to break down a little bit of what the story is?
Okay, well, let me see if I can do it here. Yeah, so it's really about these two friends, where Stephen Chow and his fat friend, is probably the same guy that's maybe in the soccer thing. I'm not
It
sure, but
is.
yeah. but
Pretty much most of the
but
cast is
yeah,
carried over.
yeah. But so,
Yeah, which is
anyways,
fun.
yeah. So he's trying, he's trying to figure out how to make it. Yeah, he's like this street bum, like a Ratso Rizzo kind of a dude, and he's got a sidekick, and he's petty, and he's and the back. Eventually, you learn the backstory is because he tried to become a kung fu master as a kid because he you know probably got hoodwinked by this like Rasta Chinese dude who was selling him these, little pamphlets for too much money that would, was going to make him turn into the super guy, and he thought he would do it, and he tries to do it, and he got the shit beat out of him as a little kid because trying to help this little girl, and he said, okay, well, now I know what I got to do. I just got to be evil, or try to be bad. But he has a bad time of it. He doesn't really know how to hurt people, other than the most defenseless person, who happens to be this little girl.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, what does he do? He comes into Pigsty Alley, and what does the big guy want? He like wants like a
But dude, just
haircut.
he wants to get a haircut by the homosexual dude, the hairdresser, kung fu guy, and
And they're pretending to be part of the X gang, which is the most evil gang in the land.
yeah, it's just a stupid hustle. He's trying to, intimidate him somehow, and the guy says, "Are you kidding me? You can't intimidate me." And then he
He's
ends up
trying to pick a fight with all the weakest people. He's like this old guy. Nah, the guy, that short guy over there. Then he stands up. He's like super tall. He's like, nah, not that one.
Then you
Yeah,
get the
like
little buff boy that comes out. He's like tries like I'll fight this little kid. He's fucking shredded with a six pack. So funny.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Anyway, so yeah, so he somehow he gets the Axe Gang to mess with Pigsty Alley. Would normally, the opening credits, they say, hey, this gang rules the whole area. The only place they don't really mess are the neighborhoods that are so poor that it's not worth it. And one of those
Right.
places is Pigsty Alley, but because Stephen Chow is such a bumbling, asshole. He manages to embroil the Axe Gang into this tenement yard, and they're thinking they're going to just teach these people some manners and blow them away, and they're about to do that, and yeah, they're kicking. Yeah, it was the coolies' ass that they're at they were about to light a woman on fire. That's right.
Oh,
And
right. Yeah.
yeah, and then
He catches
the
the Zippo.
yeah, the coolie guy takes on like 100 dudes on his own, and is about to get overwhelmed. And anyways, it turns out there's three of these masters sort of hidden, amongst the tenement yard people, and they protect the yard, and yeah, they introduced the characters of the landlord and the landlady, who are both great. That their characters are so what I mean.
Cartoonish. Like there's just like
Have you ever met characters
slapsticky.
like that?
Yeah. They're kind of like good cop, bad cop because the landlord, everyone loves him, and then the landlady is a real tough cookie.
Yeah, but I mean, just the concepts of them are so like way out there as characters, but yet to me, somewhat. Anyways, felt very authentic to me. It felt like, I mean, Austin, you've had a little view of some third world living, and there's glimpses of it in this country, but there's something that's there's a certain funky thing that happens out there in that kind of a world, and these people, just how there is no movie, no you can't say, well, that the husband, the husband, he's like this other guy. What? I mean, the weird pants that he wears, and he's a drunkard and he's flirting with everybody, but he's in love with his wife. Anyways, I like those characters a lot. The Beast is great. I like the music and the dancing, and yeah, no, it's a great movie. Yeah. So, anyways, so then, yeah, the bop. He he starts to. He keeps on having more and more bad things. More and more bad things happen. The three guys get killed by these master killer dudes. These special assassins,
The
the
musicians.
musicians. Really incredible scenes.
Mhm.
And then it turns out the landlord and the landlady are even greater masters than the other three, who eventually all get killed off.
Mhm.
And you know that and then, so that triggers the gang, the leader of the axe gang, to try to find even a better killer after the musicians got wiped out. And there's only one person that's even a better killer than that, and that's the Beast. And they send Stephen Chow's character in to get him, because he earlier in the scene in the movie he revealed that he's a master uh, lock picker. That's really his
Mhm.
only special skill that is identifiable.
Mhm.
Although they do have indications that something's going on with him, because he sleeps. I'm not sure what it is, some kind of a thing over the street, what is a water tank or something like that. And at night,
Well, he keeps saying that he's like able to heal really quickly.
yeah, there's
Like when he
that.
gets like the knives in his
Yeah,
shoulders and his
yeah,
arms,
that's
and he gets bit
yeah.
by the snake, and his like lips are all like swollen, and then like they have that scene where they're like, the guys says like, "How do you keep healing so quickly?" And he's like, "I don't know."
Yeah, because they do indicate that they're, like the landlady will say, there takes a lot of training to become a kung fu master, but unless you're just born with it, and that's just like a one in a trillion. But like, yeah, you get indications that there's something else going on with this guy, because every once in a while, like after getting bitten in the face by the snakes, that night he's like blasting these metal, the metal out of this water tank or something. But anyways, he goes into this insane asylum, and it's a great scene. I think, this creepy stuff, and there are all these toads, and it's really weird place, and
The
then
blood down the
the
hallway.
blood comes down the hallway, and
Yeah,
and
in Shining style.
the way that they introduce the baddest ass people are, are just, total slobs, that, just a little bit of hair, just torn up shirt, you know $5 plastic sandals, and he's just sitting there, he didn't need to be busted out. He just saying, "Hey, I'm just waiting for something to happen," and
Wasn't
looking
he on
for a
the
challenge.
toilet?
Yeah, reading the paper.
Yeah, yeah.
That guy was a great cast. He's
Yeah,
super
Mhm.
creepy.
yeah, just great. And yeah, so they bust him out, and that leads to, the confrontation with the landlord and the landlady, and then in a way, yeah, the Beast just, you know should have, like, murdered this guy a million times over, just, you know crushes the Stephen Chow guy, into the concrete, and they the landlord and landlady wrap him up in some bandages, and then he busts out, and then he becomes, at the very end of the movie, instead of this totally despicable, not only, incompetent, bumbling, person, but really not a good person in any way, no redeeming qualities whatsoever. And
Mhm.
he's like the hero, and is able to not only beat the Beast, but, convert him and from being an evil dude to, like a monk kind of a person. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he does the Buddhist palm move on, and he's like, "I could teach you," or whatever.
yeah,
Mhm.
and he starts. The guy starts to cry, and then it ends, yeah, with the romance being the girl who's selling the candies walks by, and she sees that Stephen Chow has got a candy shop and wants her to be, he does it. That's his way of making up for being such a jerk and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and you get the great shot of them like reverting back to their child selves when they see each other in the street, which
yeah,
is a very nice little cinematic touch. It was very sweet.
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's on. The movies are his movies are unusual that way too, in that, they are very sweet about, romance and sex and things like that. There's no kissing, no nothing like that, and yet it is very romantic, and it's cool. So I give my props to Mr. Chow. I just wonder, he did do some other movie more recently or something like that, but I don't know if I liked it or saw it or was different. But he hasn't really made many movies since then, has he?
No.
Yeah, he's made a few, but I haven't seen any of them honestly, and
Really?
he's made
I
some
think I
stuff before
caught bits
these.
of a monkey, the old monkey tale from Chinese folklore that's been done a million times. I think he did a version of that. It's got some weird name like Fantasy Kingdom, or Mom was watching it one time and I was like, oh shit, is this Stephen Chow?
Yeah, I think I might have seen that one or a piece of something, but yeah, no, that the fighting and is all very impressive, pretty
Yeah.
cool stuff. Caleb, you'd know more about the martial arts, or comparing the Kung Fu Hustle martial arts versus the Shaolin stuff, but.
Well, yeah, like the similarity in Shaolin and Kung Fu Hustle is you've got like the assembly of like the team,
Mm.
um, and you've got like the guys with the special powers. So you've got like the stick guy who is like good with the stick, and then you've got like the tailor who puts like the iron rings on his arms and fights with the iron rings.
But is it like a quote unquote fairy, and where they laugh at him for
Right.
wearing red underwear and stuff like that? Yeah.
I love how he like runs around
Yeah,
like
right. Yeah,
with
yes,
his
yeah.
wrists flailing.
Yeah.
And there's a guy named Donut. I don't remember what his power is, but he's named Donut.
Yeah, that was
Like,
the tailor with the rings. They call
okay.
it. Don't. Yeah, and the
Yeah.
other guy is the coolie, who was the that
Yeah.
opening scene where they keep on loading more and more like 50-pound bags of rice on him, and he's got one more. He just takes his foot and flips it up on his back. It's like, oh wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
That I wanted to butt in at the part where you're talking about where they're gonna burn the mom and the kid, and the guy steps
right.
in, because when we were watching in the movie, I still don't know. I feel like I saw Shaolin Soccer first, but either way, I didn't have a beat on whether I was enjoying the movie at that point. Like the comedy was hitting a little bit different, but I remember as soon as that scene happened where that guy starts like handing people their ass. What I love about Stephen Chow is like he'll go really hard in whatever thing he's doing for that moment. He's gonna be funny. It's gonna just be really, really silly. No compromise. But when at the same token, if there's a fight happening, it's like we're about to kick the shit out of each other. It's not gonna be like, not that it's like uber violent, but like the way he shoots things and does slow-mo and the sound effects and just the people doing and the choreography, like as soon as that guy starts wailing on people, I think I remember looking at Zach or Dad and just being like, okay, here we go. Now we got a fucking movie. Like right away I was in.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love how like the stick guy's like smashing everybody's like guns, and just everybody's just beating ass like so well, and like yeah, you just like when somebody gets their face struck, like the way that like the impact into their like cheek and like that way everything like slows down and like flaps and stuff, so good.
And there's things that he does just conceptually with like fighting in terms of props that you could only express with kind of CGI work, but like in Shaolin Soccer, when the ball was rotating with so much force and spinning out, the clothes would tear off in sort of a radial pattern. And the same way when so cool in Kung Fu Hustle, when the landlady and the husband are fighting the beast, and they're just kind of like chat and be like, so I think we should fight because like we're the only game in town. And they're just like super chill. But I was like, all right, let's fucking fight. And then they just start going at it, and does that twist move on the I forget to whose arm, but it's twisting it so much that like they're not going to be able to twist out of it fast enough to not break everything, and the other person comes in and starts spinning their body the other way to catch
Right.
like the weird like.
The husband spins the
Yeah.
landlady.
To
Yeah.
kind of like slow her down or like get a
Get
handle
around
on her. Yeah.
around. Yeah.
No one would think of that because it's just like that would never happen in a real fight. Or
Yeah.
it's just it's cartoonish is one of the best ways to describe it. Very Looney Tunes inspired when they're running like super speed. That
Yeah.
chase scene.
Yeah, that's the first indication that he's got some kind of a magic power. Yeah, that scene where he's running with the landlady after him. Yeah,
Even the sound effects are straight out of Looney Tunes. Like when it's like you got like the stick and it's like doing that like wobble sound, like the like kind of like, there's like I don't know, you can find it, but there's so many like straight out of like Hanna-Barbera like sound effects.
Yeah, sometimes it can get a little too silly with the sound effects sometimes, but
Yeah, it can take you out a little bit. But I like it. He's taking risks.
yeah, the CGI is very well implemented. I think it looks the best in the scene with the musicians, that because it's like kind of a night
those are some
scene,
great scenes, man.
and they're like shooting like astral blades and knights and like summoning these different kind of ghost weapons and creatures with their each stroke of that. I don't know what that instrument's called. It's maybe like a lute or some kind of huge Asian instrument, that's stringed instrument that's incredible. And that's a nighttime scene, and I feel like that helps like make the CGI like mask a little bit better. And I don't know, I was really blown away rewatching that scene last night.
I think that instrument's called a guzheng. Guzheng.
Guzheng?
I love your pronunciation. I bet that's exactly how they say it.
Guzheng. A guzheng.
It's a good
Yeah, no,
Guzheng.
I mean that scene is absolutely unbelievable. I remember, like, when I first saw it, just in recalling it, I couldn't remember too much of it, so this was like a great refresher. But that scene has just totally emblazoned itself on my brain. Like, I will never be able to forget that. Like the way, like every time they like, fire these like invisible knives, like using music as a weapon is just such a cool concept that like I don't think I've seen anywhere else.
And how they introduce it, I don't think I caught it the first time, but like they first show because their cat like walking up,
Yeah,
like,
and then
different
it
things are getting
obliterates.
sliced up, and then the shadow of a cat jumping off the windowsill, and it gets sliced, and you see a little blood splatter.
Yeah.
And it cuts in half with the
Yeah, that's a very cinematic.
comedic and moody.
They're like throwing the wooden poles at them, and you get like kind of like the zoom in on the pole and like how it like splinters and cracks in the middle.
Yeah,
It's just
so cool.
so well done. Yeah. And I just love the look of the three like schools before those guys like get killed by the musician guys. Like when there's that really beautiful shot of like the three of them when they like kind of spar for a little bit, and then there's the three of them on that ledge with the sun setting, and they kind of each recognize each school that they're coming from. I just thought that was like,
oh yeah,
it's so pretty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Great
I like
scene,
how he's
yeah.
like, I don't know, I got a pack. I don't know if we should spar. Then like, suddenly they just snap into it, and you just get this tight, awesome fight scene that's like really close quarters, but it looks
we're gonna
amazing.
spar. We're gonna spar.
I like the story, and the whole pamphlet thing, is very real to me. The hustle, and that the Rasta guy is also Stephen Chow and some different, makeup or something. But
Oh, is that Stephen Chow?
yeah, I think so. I mean, it looked that way to me, anyways. Like it on lots of different levels. Just it feels very, even though it's like this crazy supernatural thing, it showed me more real than there's just so many stories, so many aspects about this world that Hollywood movies they just don't know how to do it. It's never been done. So it's
Yeah.
it's
The final showdown is kind of a superhero scene, though.
yeah.
But
Well, it
more
is,
fun
but
than a lot of
even
superhero
yeah, I
movies.
mean, it's yeah, no, but yeah, and then you throw in like enlightenment. He's up there and he sees Buddha and he comes down and converts the beast. I mean, yeah. So that's not classic Marvel's fare,
Yeah.
anyways.
And in 2005, this was the widest cinematic release of a foreign language film in the US.
Hmm.
So, like, literally nobody had seen anything like this, like coming out of a different country.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up when Matrix Reloaded came out, and if it was before or after this.
Yeah, there's a lot of bullet time
I think
stuff.
it was before. Yeah, I feel like it was. This movie references The Matrix a lot.
2003 was Reloaded, and this came out when?
2005.
Yeah, I think it
Okay,
came out 2004 in China, maybe 2005 in America.
that's
Hmm.
probably too close to even. It's weird though because some of the fight scenes in the tenement with the beast reminded me so much of the courtyard fight with the all the ancient Smiths coming out when after he's enlightened and he's just like taking on everyone
Mm,
at once.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's one move that is a direct that the little like ankle sweep into the Agent Smith punch that sends you flying as you're like
Yeah.
getting swept up is a
Hmm.
direct call out to the first Matrix.
And I think the Axe Gang is a call out to Drunken Master, right? Like there's that big gang of guys in suits in Drunken Master with the
Yeah.
axes. Like I think it is a reference to that.
If it's not a reference, it's definitely the same shit.
Yeah. I mean it's
Top hats and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's like also remind me like Crazy 88s and Kill Bill. Like just like the giant group of suited guys that are just like all just getting
Innumerable.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I
I,
guess the
I,
the action choreographer for this movie is the same guy who did The Matrix and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So,
There you go.
that's sick.
so that's real talent right there.
Yeah, I mean, in that sense, Shaolin Soccer has a lot of awesome action and, definitely kung fu and with the kicking of the ball, you get some of that. But this is meat and potatoes, people fighting each other, and
Yeah.
it's hard to compete with it on that level. That scene with him going into the heavens and seeing the Buddha, it is cool and a spectacle. But I was trying to like analyze. I mean, it's if you just like read what's happening, it's like the beast is just this ultimate evil. He's
Mhm.
just this murderous, irredeemable, malevolent force
Toad.
that you can't hurt him, and he's just completely unstoppable. And even when you think you've like metamorphosed into like the thing that can beat him, he's still not going down. And it's like that moment is just like no matter how good your kung fu is, only a higher power can decimate pure evil. And then he's like, all right, boom. And then
Yeah.
just cool message.
He bows to the new master. I should tell this story. So when I was in Ghana, I had this experience where I was at a deaf school where like my friends in the education department like were assigned to this deaf school, and I came there to like help them film this event that they had. And at the end of one of the days, they wanted to show the kids a movie, and they, we only had like digital files that we were all passing around, and so people were like looking at their stuff, and they're like, "Oh, we forgot that none of these movies, like they wanted to show them like The Lion King or whatever, but nothing had subtitles on it." And so they were like, "Oh shit!" And so they asked me, they were like, "Austin, do you have any movies with subtitles on them?" And I was like, "Well, what do you got?" And I was like looking through their stuff, and I was like, "Kung Fu Hustle. That's a Chinese film. It's got subtitles." And they were like, "Is it appropriate for the kids?" And I was like, "Well, it's like a kung fu movie. I don't know. Like, I think they'll enjoy it because, like you said, Mark, in Ghana, like everybody loved kung fu movies and like Jackie Chan and that kind of stuff. So I was like, I think they'll like it. We put it on, and honestly, these kids were flipping out. Like they just thought it was the best thing ever. And like my friend Lauren, who was like running the thing, she kept looking, just like, good call, man, good call. And like, and honestly, it was like so heartwarming for these kids, you know, from Ghana who are deaf, like just like hearing and seeing them like just erupt in laughter and like being so excited like every time something would happen. It was like truly one of like the best viewing experiences like I've ever had. Was just like wow, it's like the power of movies, man. This is great. Like it really brought them together and they just like loved it. It was just such a great moment.
Was that your first time seeing it, or had you already seen it?
No, I'd seen it before, yeah, because I was like, oh yeah, I know this movie. It's really good, and like it definitely has subtitles, and so, yeah, I think my dad actually turned me on to it. I think he had sort of a similar response to you, Mark, like where he was just like, this is so fucking cool. And I remember watching it at his place. I must have been in college still though, so I don't know if I watched it at his house or wherever, but I definitely saw it before because yeah, I'll never forget seeing that
That
music
sounds
scene.
that's really cool.
Yeah, it was great, and I mean, it was really like heartwarming. But yeah,
Yeah, and
great movie.
I could also relate to the pamphlet stuff. I remember, going through, like when he travels to South America and stuff like that in the markets, they'd have, like, magic books and, occult books. And I was interested in that stuff. And, that idea of the secret powers, and to be had with these little pamphlets.
Yeah,
And that is the Kung Fu Hustle, selling those pamphlets.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's how the movie ends with he's trying to sell out the pamphlets to
the snot nose kid.
Yeah, the booger kid.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the same story as Shaolin Soccer. Stephen Chow just wants everyone to become kung fu masters to make their life better. That's all he wants. It's not too much to ask.
Yeah, I think he's done a good job of spreading the gospel,
Well, there's still one more test that he has to pass.
Funderdome.
The funometer. Let's fire it up. So I think you guys know how this works. We're going to rate these movies from 0 to 100 to determine which movie is more fun. And we'll go one by one, and you guys can give your final thoughts on both the movies and then your funometer score. So, Caleb, why don't you kick it off?
Well, as someone who studies the track record of the funometer, it's very clear that it's fun is about fun.
Yes, absolutely.
It's not about which movie's better.
Mm-hmm.
It's about which one is more fun.
Yes.
It's the funometer.
Yes.
It's not the betterometer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always good to remind people that.
And yeah, I think you could make a case for either of these ones being the better movie, depending on what your personal tastes are. I love both of them. They're both masterpieces. But yeah, in terms of which one's more fun, it's kind of an easy pick for me because Shaolin Soccer like, even if it's, I mean, I guess it's a little bit of a cheap ploy, but like just the color palette of Shaolin Soccer, it's very bright and warm and saturated, and like you're just feeling good, absorbing sunshine, watching this hilarious, crazy, there's no movie that's even close to it. There's a lot of movies that try and capture, like, it's the Mighty Ducks thing. It's the Big Green. There's similar.
Yeah, the kind of like the ragtag crew coming together and then winning the day. Yeah,
the crew in this is so lovable, and especially someone who's only seen like kind of the American presentation of that, to see like a different culture presented and their take. And like, I don't know, I love seeing not only the way that their humor is unique, but also in the way that it's similar. It's come on, it doesn't get more fun than this. And Cat in the Hat, I haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure it got Fun 100, and I'm not going to contest that. But there's no way Shaolin Soccer is less fun than Cat in the Hat. So it's just by default, it's 100. It's a Fun 100.
Woo!
Fun 100.
All right, so that's a Fun 100 for Shaolin Soccer, but you still got to give Kung Fu Hustle a rating on the meter.
That's the thing. Like, how much am I having? I mean, I was having fun most of the time. I would say 90% of the time. Honestly, the only thing is that, like, that some of the ideas that I think were in there because maybe they were a part of the script that didn't necessarily add much. Like, I was thinking about the whole, like, his big lips with the cobra thing, and he's in the thing, and
it's great.
I mean, I guess people like it, but for me, that seemed like a scene that, like, we could have just cut that. Like, I didn't really.
Oh, that was funny as hell, man. With the getting poked with a knife, and then his partner said,
"No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about."
Then he puts it right back.
Yeah, that's like one of the funniest scenes in the whole movie. But yeah, the big lip shot is probably the worst CGI in the movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's upsetting to look at, the big floppy lips.
Yeah, and he's punching the thing, and it's like, you could have just omitted that scene, and we would have lost nothing, and it would have been a little bit. But like, that's nitpicking. There's probably a stupid little moment in Shaolin Soccer where we could say the same thing. I would say it's like 90 out of 100.
Fair. I'm having a harder time with the numbers here because they're both great and they're different. But in terms of me out and out laughing, I laugh more for Kung Fu Hustle. But I'm not an easy one to laugh. I mean, like I said, I just loved the lady. She just made me crack up multiple times, and the husband too. They were really funny. They really. I mean, it just made me laugh for sure.
Fights are fun too. Doesn't have to be funny. Fighting's super fun.
Oh yeah.
If you want to have that fun to define that way, yeah, like that scene with the musicians is bad ass as hell. The scene where finding the beast, and then the beast is just sitting there, just the most humbly looking dude with those plastic sandals and reading the paper and stuff. All that stuff is, I don't know,
You got to give it a score, or you got to get both. You got to get both movies a score.
Okay, well, I'll take some points away from Shaolin Soccer for, like I said, I was disappointed with the coach, thing.
Right.
It could have been a really important character, and he was around, but he was not much fun. There were not a whole lot of fun to him, I feel. I thought that there was potential there that was untapped, and then but the other, Kung Fu Hustle is aiming a little bit higher, and they both aim high and try to spread a cool message and stuff, but there was definitely some interesting themes, which in a way maybe takes away some of the funny fun part of it, and makes it more like a regular movie. Well, I'll go 95 on Kung Fu Hustle, just because I'm sure there's 100 out there somewhere, and I'll go 85 on Shaolin Soccer.
Good scores. I guess I'll go now. I think both of these movies are fantastic. I think they're both very fun. I love that they both kind of follow a similar formula. They both have this cartoonish aspect to it that makes it very fun. But like you said, Caleb, fun is one thing and good is another thing. Do I think that Kung Fu Hustle is a better movie than Shaolin Soccer? I'm going to say yes. Do I think that the instruments as a weapon is one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen in my life? Absolutely. It's incredible. But it's not the cool-o-meter. It's the funometer.
Mhm.
And I gotta say, Shaolin Soccer has this element to it that's like so low budget that like gives it this inherent fun to it that it's just like it feels like a bunch of guys just like having a good time making a movie, and like where it's just like the strange zoom ins on the eyeball and the explosions, and like the way that the evil coach, like his face like morphs into the old coach in the beginning, and
Right.
um like all the speed up effects where they're like running around, um and yeah, I just like I feel like they're just having more fun with this movie. But I mean, yeah, it's a tight race because Kung Fu Hustle is doing pulling a lot of those same tricks, and so it's neck and neck for me. I'm gonna go 83 for Kung Fu Hustle and 84 for Shaolin Soccer. So I think Shaolin Soccer beats it by a nose, by one goal.
Wow.
Just can't compete by a huge margin with Cat in the Hat for some reason.
I mean, Cat in the Hat is the definition of fun. It has the funometer in it, so I mean, you
Yeah.
can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no other movie has the photometer, so that changes things.
Yeah.
I agree. The scrappiness, the little bit more low budget feel of Shaolin Soccer is inherently fun, and just the structure of it, it does feel like it's a little bit more on its feet, and things just happen. Like suddenly they're doing a little dance routine in the street. Why?
hmm
Doesn't need to be a reason. It's just fun,
It's just fun.
Yeah, it is.
and it's not as tight as Kung Fu Hustle. I agree. Kung Fu Hustle is the better movie. It's a tough call. It's tough to put a number to these, but
hmm
and yeah, I do have a connection to a Shaolin Soccer that I also played soccer. I wasn't as good as Caleb was. I was a bench warmer, but I did play soccer, so it is. I do like soccer.
I warmed
Like
some
I got
benches
some.
in my day.
Riding the pine.
Yeah. Though I realized some of that was self-sabotage because I refused to wear glasses and I knew I needed glasses. And like maybe if I had that added depth perception of having good vision, that could have helped my soccer skills
No
in
doubt.
hindsight, which is kind of funny because there's that scene in Kung Fu Hustle where Stephen Chow makes fun of the guy who wears glasses. And I don't know, maybe that implanted in my brain somewhere that wearing glasses isn't cool. Um, yeah, I love the scrappiness of Shaolin Soccer. It's got a lot of fun stuff. There's like some of the music choices are maybe a little too on the nose for me. Like everybody's kung fu fighting at the end is like, okay, that's
Yeah.
a little much.
I wonder if that's just in the English version though. If they just who
Yeah,
knows?
maybe. Yeah, so I'll give Shaolin Soccer an 88 on the phonometer.
Crazy 88s.
And Kung Fu Hustle, I just have a lot of nostalgia and love for. Like one thing we haven't talked about with Kung Fu Hustle is how amazing the music is. I
hmm
think the score to Kung Fu Hustle is one of the best scores. Like
hmm
that main theme song when you first see
Yeah.
the Pigsty Alley is such a
Mm.
beautiful song.
Yeah.
I think it's called Fisherman's Song of the East China Sea, the Pigsty Alley theme, and like just listening to that song, I was last night I was getting goosebumps because I feel like I like downloaded that song off the internet, and when I was a kid, I had an iPod. I would just like listen to that song. I just think it's a beautiful, great traditional Chinese song. There's just great music throughout the whole thing.
And there's some Western classical music in there too, if I recall.
Yeah, it's just and the movie looks great. The I guess Shaolin Soccer had a budget of 10 million and Kung Fu Hustle has a budget of 20 million. So it doubles its budget. But yeah, it just does so much more with that extra money and it looks so fucking good.
Mhm.
Great choreography, great cinematography, great music, great acting. Obviously the fights are amazing and the great sense of humor. The scene of him getting all the knives in the shoulder
Mhm.
and then the snakes getting poured on him
Puts
is
it back
hilarious. Yeah. Yeah.
Nah.
Also, after the landlord and the landlady beat the shit out of the Axe Gang, and then they just magically teleport into like the Axe Gang leader's like limousine, and they just like got their arms around their shoulders, and they're just like looking cool as hell. And I don't know, that scene is awesome. But then afterwards, he's like so scared, he's like shaking, and he's trying to light the cigar.
Lights his head on fire.
Yeah, they're both shaking so bad with terror for how awesome they just got beat up. I don't know. That seems really funny.
He doesn't have to say no. He just shakes his head, just like. I wanna...
Yes, basically every scene in Kung Fu Hustle's pretty iconic to me, so I can't help but give it a fun 100.
Wow!
Yeah, thanks, man.
This is gonna make a tight race.
Okay, yeah, so let's do the calculations. So, putting it in the funometer. All right. So, Shaolin Soccer ends up with an 89.25.
Whoa!
No, that's
Wow.
impressive.
That's high. It beats out True Romance, but still under Cat in the Hat and Wizard of Oz. But now let's see what Kung Fu Hustle turns up with. 92! Kung Fu Hustle wins!
Oh, wow, what a close.
Play the theme.
Yeah, that was tight. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but this is just below Cat in the Hat. Cat in the Hat got a 92.5.
Oh, wow.
Kung Fu Hustle's got a
okay.
92. So we're
Damn.
Kung
What's
Fu
it
Hustle
gonna
is
take?
second place.
That was really close to dethroning Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, that was close. I mean, I got to admit, we didn't talk about when Mr. Beast turns into the toad and he's got the big toad neck. That's really fun. And
That's fun.
like the pinball sound effects when he's kicking everybody across the tenement yard. You know, like the little tooth flying up in the air. I mean, Kung Fu Hustle, you gotta give it to it. It's incredible.
When he's punching his head into the ground and like
Yes.
each time he does it, and then he like just hits him with that little piece of wood, and then, like his neck is just bending back like a piece of taffy. Just like,
Yeah. Or when they kill like the bad brother Sum and he smack his neck and he just like his head twists around.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Kung Fu Hustle, I think, is the better movie. And, you know, according to the funometer, it's more fun. So I'm sorry, Caleb, but the funometer has spoken.
Yeah, I don't really look at it that way. Like you say, I think the numbers bear it out. It's sort of two different takes on it. But yeah, it depends upon what you want to look for.
and
But
would, could it exist without Shaolin Soccer? It was a stepping stone in his filmography.
Yeah, I mean, they're both, this Kung Fu Hustle's the movie he makes directly after Shaolin Soccer, and there's so much crossover with the cast. So they feel like linked movies, and they're definitely a fun movie to do a double feature, watch back to back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of overlap, and you can't really have one without the other.
Yeah, that was a good combo.
And it seems like he's referencing that he's kind of moving on from Shaolin Soccer and that shot in Kung Fu Hustle when he steps on the soccer ball and he's like, no more soccer. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. It's like we're moving on from that.
Yeah. I do hear that there's rumors that he wants to do a Shaolin Soccer sequel and a Kung Fu Hustle sequel. So that might happen in the future because
Why not?
It's interesting that you guys have not watched his more recent movies, or I wonder if they're not as good. I think I do recall seeing one of them or piece of, and it was not as engaging. But
I know he's got like a kids movie about like an alien or something, or like it's like a toy or something. I don't know. I should check out his other movies just because he's a talented filmmaker based off these two.
Yeah, I mean, I up until this week I'd only seen Kung Fu Hustle, so I wasn't really familiar with his filmography. But yeah, I'll probably dip in a little bit more. Another little tidbit that I read: Bill Murray praised Kung Fu Hustle, saying that it was, quote, the supreme achievement of the modern age in terms of comedy.
Hell
And
yeah.
and quote, there should have been a day of mourning for American comedy the day that that movie came out.
Oh, wow.
That's high praise from one of our comedy masters.
in in defense of the numbers coming out the way that they did is that you
Too
know
hung up on the numbers.
yeah right. No, I'll just say, yeah, that to me Kung Fu Hustle, I kept my attention more throughout the movie, and there were times when they had to reel me back in on the Shaolin Soccer, but yeah, and they do it masterfully when they do it with the crazy off the wall shit. Yeah, and I definitely like the rough cutness of it and the rawness of it. But yeah, anyways, it's
You're
Yeah.
getting a movie with no rules.
Yeah.
That's
I would
yeah.
say the peaks of
Cable.
Shaolin Soccer match the peaks of Kung Fu Hustle. Like,
Yeah.
just like that first scrimmage where like you really get to see the Shaolin Soccer come as
Yeah.
a team. Like that's like one of the best scenes you'll see in any movie.
Yeah, when he's like bends all the way back and like just fires his kick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. No, he does an important thing, I think, with all the comedy and stuff like that, which is, it's actually a Quaker thing, that of God in all of us is definitely, something that you see in his movies. I don't know where else you see that kind of thing where you're surprised, oh, this is just this character kind of weird, maybe not that attractive. Oh no, this guy is totally cool, like the hairdresser guy in Kung Fu Hustle, with anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
that's it's that runs throughout all his stuff, a really good heart, it seems to me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's about rooting for the underdog and self-confidence and all that and community. There's good values in both these movies, a good heart and soul.
And there's so much diversity that they can fit in any of those moods. But I love, like, when he comes back after being like a fool the whole time, and he comes out, he's like, now he's the butterfly emerging from the
That's a great
chrysalis,
scene. That's a great scene, isn't it?
and he's
Yeah.
just like
Mhm.
the level of like serenity and his disposition as an actor when he comes out and just like not even like I'm gonna beat you up because it's cool. It's like I'm not even trying to fight any of you. Like he's just like doing the most simplistic, ease of use, masterful way to like just move out of the way a little bit, do a little bit of this. I don't have to barely do anything, and just has maximum impact.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, the scenes of the footwork that they show that were really cool that way for sure.
Yeah, he's a triple threat. Yeah, he's got a writer, he's a director, and he's a great actor. Stephen Chow, we salute.
The Chowster.
4 kicks from Finland Family.
Mhm.
A
Yeah,
4 kick
yeah,
salute.
yeah. Thanks for inspiring me to watch those movies. As your Aunt Dana, your mother would tell you, I haven't been that of a chipper soul lately. Definitely feeling like the weight of the world's on my shoulders. So it was good to escape with these movies. It was a good medicine as also to hang out with you guys tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, have
Have a
some
little
fun, have
fun.
some laughs,
Yeah.
have some laughs, have some fun.
Yeah.
Just like that road trip, it's gonna be off the charts on the funometer.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear back from your adventures there.
You're not gonna hear back. You're gonna see us, buddy. We're gonna,
Oh yeah.
you got to help us tote that rug up to your mom's condo and bring down the picture.
That's gonna hurt the funometer, that part.
Well, while we're here, I want to give a plug for Caleb because he's got his own YouTube channel now for his archery stuff. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you could check that out.
Where do we find that, Caleb?
That's Delta Mark Archery. Just sort of goes through both some archery instruction, all traditional archery with longbows, short bows, and it goes through techniques. It goes through some just interesting things that I find or read about. But I've also been interviewing different sort of veterans in Michigan. Zach helped me shoot a really awesome event with the Michigan Longbow Association, and I just finished editing that, and it's live now. I think I'm going to share it tomorrow, but that's a super cool one, and it looks really good because Zach shot it.
Nice. And you're teaching archery too.
Yeah, the YouTube channel is sort of like a supplemental thing that people can look at that or just kind of see if they want to check out my stuff before they want to see if they want to take some classes. But yeah, I've got a new student this upcoming Sunday, so that'll be fun too.
Nice.
So, have you taken a look at that book, The Nomads of the Longbow?
I haven't started reading the text, but I flipped through some of the images. They have photos of the tribes, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, check out Delta Mark Archery on YouTube, and if you want an archery lesson,
Call Caleb.
Also dropped an album, Mount Hope Road, Maintaining Metal came out not too long ago. We're going to be doing a radio show on WCBN on June 18th live.
Nice.
Yeah, check out that album on bandcamp.com. It's a great album.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to Film with Family. Yeah, Zach, you always do this part, so you take it from
Yeah.
It's feeling weird. Take over.
This isn't my role.
If you haven't already, you got to follow Film with Family on Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, and TikTok. We're out there. Facebook too.
And if you'd like to send us an email, let us know which Stephen Chow film you prefer. You can email us at filmwithfamilypodcast@gmail.com.
And of course, if you haven't already, you gotta sign up for the Patreon. It's only $1.99 a month. You get an episode every month.
Best
At
money ever
least.
spent.
It's a great community out on Patreon, so join us there.
And you can do like Dylan did and give us an extra $1 if you want. Give us $3 a month.
Way to go, Dylan.
We love the movies.
And we love our family.
Thanks, Caleb and Dad. We got the Zweifler boys on the pod, just like last year we had the Pruitt boys for Lonesome Dove. Now we got the Zweifler boys talking kung fu.
That's right. Yeah,
That's
thanks,
blast.
Caleb.
Yeah,
Thanks, Uncle Mark. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. And
yeah, likewise.
I'll just kick that rug up into my mom's house.
Yeah, right. Yeah, to hire the coolie. Yeah. Sweet.
One swift kick up into the balcony.
Yeah, definitely inspire me to move more gracefully for sure. Yeah, but I can't. Yeah, the flexibility is the thing that's the most amazing to me because I'm like the most inflexible person. I've always, even as a kid, just don't stretch. So yeah. All right, you guys.
Learn the
love
ways
you.
of the Shaolin.
Yeah. Got to get that little pamphlet and figure it out.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Boy.